This video is sponsored by Aura.
You gotta give it on that thing.
Gran Torino. Y'all remember it? It was basically an Asian hood film that was also every boomer's fantasy. To be the badass older neighbor who was always right because the younger generation is always wrong, weak, a pansy, and a sissy boy.
Now get your old fave patty ass on down the road.
But what you may not also remember about the film was how, as the younger generation likes to say, out of pocket this film was.
Just keep your hands off my dog.
No worries. We only eat cats.
You what?
And also how bad or how good it actually was, since it was produced, filmed, starred, and sang by an almost 80-year-old Clint Eastwood. Man, that's rough. I wonder what he's up to now. Damn. At least he's still going strong. Let's get into it. The film starts off with Clint Eastwood's character, Walt, at his deceased wife's funeral.
That's why your mama dead. Dead as hell.
So he's there, just being upset at his loss and super judgmental towards his new generation grandkids.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
It's been like this for a while though, because even Walt's own sons don't want to hang out with his grumpy, always grunting head ass.
Why don't you have him move in with you?
Really, nigga?
Although they still have to go to Walt's house for the wake, and he's just being that generic, this generation is soft, I worked till my knuckles bled, and back in my day pistols didn't have flashlight mounts. A boomer mentality. Although he technically isn't a boomer, his grandchildren also find out that he's a hardened Korean War vet. And they find this out the hard way because they go through his booby-trapped military crate. And throughout the day, Walt just keeps getting annoyed at his granddaughter, the priest, and the not gentrification, but the ghettofication of his old neighborhood. He's also not into imports, both the people and the cars.
Kill you to buy American.
In the next house, Walt's Asian neighbor, Tao, is being put down by the rest of the family for being shy, timid, and overall a beta. The next day, the father that did the service for Walt's wife's funeral comes to check up on him. And Walt just flames him.
Well, I think you're an overeducated 27-year-old version.
On the streets, Tao is being harassed by some sussy-ass cholos.
Hey, Chinito, hey, if you was in a pill, I'd be fucking you with the ass to be my bitch.
Damn! I didn't know they had cholos in Detroit. And geographical context, this film takes place in Detroit, or at least Michigan, like you couldn't already tell though. Anyways, Tao's older Asian gangbanging cousins sees this and starts beefing with the cholos. They both got mediocre racist roast.
You go fucking back to your country. That's fucking rice, nigga.
The cholos have the better cars, but the Asians got the better guns. So the cholos bounce, and so does Tao. The Asian gangbanger cousins show up the next day at Tao's house though, pestering the whole family and showing off their cool tattoos and gang symbols that they stole from Mexican gangs.
Is that what he just called you? Fong?
Spider.
You're the sucker that does the spider?
I bet his gang name is Gordo. Tao's sister is also blasting them with these weak-ass elementary school insults.
What are you doing here?
Hey, so how old are you anyway?
Mentally, I'm way too old for you.
What?
You guys are stupid. I'm going inside.
And the crew is trying to get Tao to join their gang with these false promises of security and brotherhood. Hey yo, all you gotta do is steal someone's online password and then you get all of their bank information and all their money. Oh damn, they just stole your online identity. Luckily for you, this video is sponsored by Aura. With major data leaks coming from big companies, most recently Ticketmaster, instead of their customers enjoying the events they were paying for, they were left vulnerable with their phone numbers, online passwords, emails, and online debit and credit information, all for the digital criminal taking. So what was their response? Literally to hope that your bank information wasn't stolen. But luckily, if you have or get Aura, then you would have been alerted to Ticketmaster's data breach, and Aura would have already been scrubbing the deep dark web to save and secure all your online passwords, emails, and online financial information. Not only that, but if you get Aura, you also get data scrubbing, VPNs, password management, parental controls, and so much more. That could literally save your online life. Not only that times 2, but if you click my special link or QR code below, you'll get Aura completely free for 14 days and still get it at my discounted price after that. So thank you Aura for sponsoring this video, and don't get scammed or hacked, get Aura. Now back to the video.
Look, dog, I've been there, done it, and I seen it, man. Back in the day, everybody used to want to beat me up, dude. But now look, nobody want to fuck with me. Come on, man, let's go.
They try to initiate him by getting him to steal Walt's Gran Torino, and at night, Walt tells a funny joke.
There's a Mexican, a Jew, and a colored guy go into a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Get the fuck out of here."
After that, the father tries to get Walt to confess to his sins. Again, Walt basically mag dumps a whole lot of PTSD onto him.
Life and death. What do you know, Mr. Kowalski?
I know a lot. I lived for almost 3 years in Korea with his tanks. We shot men, stabbed them with bayonets, hacked 17-year-olds to death with shovels. Stuff I'll remember till the day I die. Horrible things. But things I'll live with.
After that load off of the shoulders, he also confesses that he was a shitty father. Anyways, now it's nighttime and Walt hears some rummaging in his backyard garden shed. He springs into action with his M1 Grand, outdated loading mechanism and all.
Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
Walt catches Tao in the middle of trying to steal his car, but his bulky ass M1 Grand just fails and Tao's able to bail out and leaves his cousins hanging. The next day, Walt's son calls fiending for some Detroit Lion tickets, but Walt ain't having it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to still know that guy from the plant that has the Lions season tickets?
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man.
Later, Spider and the rest of his crew come over to try and press Tao to do some more hood rat stuff. This turns into a brawl, and the brawl spills over to Walt's property. And Walt ain't playing though.
We used to stack fucks like you 5 feet high in Korea. Use you for sandbags.
Have mercy!
Not wanting to test Walt's mercy, they leave, and the next day, Walt is a neighborhood hero, and all of the other Asian families pay him tribute because
you saved Tao.
However, Walt does not see it that way.
I kept a bunch of jabbering gooks off of my lawn.
Well, you're a
that's all.
hero to the neighborhood.
Torino, whistling about their tired souls.
Also, the father visits Walt and questions his actions, but Walt just teases him.
Why didn't you just call the police?
I prayed that they would show up, but nobody answered. Gotta act quickly. When we were in Korea and 1,000 screaming gooks came across our line, we didn't call the police. We reacted.
We're not in Korea, Mr. Kowalski.
In addition, Walt also admits to some war crimes, but not really, because it's only a war crime if your side loses.
Hallelujah. The thing that haunts a man the most is what he isn't ordered to do.
Sue is walking home from school with Clint Eastwood's real son playing a wigger.
How will look, huh? Huh? We'll see me coming right at you. Right up in your...
And they run into some street fellas. And let me tell you this, it ain't all cool, dog.
What you supposed to be, man? Yeah, it's cool, dog.
Since they're trying to get some chon chon.
This little present, little mom, she bringing it to us.
White bitch, give me some chon chon.
But Sue is a spicy enchilada. I mean, a spicy dumpling.
What? You gonna hit me now? That pretty much completes the picture. Let's take a crude, overly obvious come on to every woman who walks past and cram it. That's my name. Oh, great. Another asshole who has a fetish for Asian girls? God, they get so old.
This is some sassy ass rated PG-13 Disney Channel cringe dialogue. For reals. Walt sees this and roasts his own son.
These guys don't want to be your bro, and I don't blame them. Now get your old fave patty ass on down the road.
Then presses these,
The hell he's up to?
Walt's crazy enough to scare them, and then he takes Sue home, and they start becoming nice friends. Also, we get some cultural enlightenment.
No, Hmong isn't a place. It's a people. Hmong people come from different parts of Laos, Thailand, and China.
Also, ×2, we get some foreign/domestic post-war commentary.
We fought on your side, and when the Americans quit, the communists started killing all the Hmong. So we came over here.
Hey, that's just like the Afghanistan withdrawal. Also, ×3, we get some social hood minority commentary.
Hmong girls over here fit in better. The girls go to college, and the boys go to jail.
It's Walt's birthday, and one of his sons visits and tries to get him into a nursing home. My bad, it's a retirement community. Walt just gets triggered though. Later, Sue invites Walt to their barbecue, and homeboy is getting spoiled and fed. Walt also gets a soul reading by this kind of witch doctor.
You made a mistake in your past life, like a mistake that you did. You're not satisfied with? He says you have no happiness in your life. It's like you're not at peace.
Later, Walt is chilling with the younger generation.
What are you fish heads looking at anyway?
Dude, what the f? Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
Besides that, he's even risen up Tao's crush, Yum Yum.
My friends and I were just wondering what you're doing here.
Huh? What, you want some dick?
You're funny.
And now he's trying to teach Tao how to spit some game.
Worse with women than you are at stealing cars, Toad.
Time passes, and now Tao is Walt's indentured servant for trying to steal his car. So Walt's just breaking his balls, giving him pointless and medial tasks.
What do you have for me today? You want me to wash paint dry? Maybe even count the clouds that pass by?
Don't get flip with me, boy.
Then he asks Tao to fix up the whole neighborhood. Later, Walt goes to the doctor and finds out that he's terminally ill.
And that hawk hood.
And is trying to reconnect with his sons again, but they're just trying to avoid him. Tao's family house is in disrepair, so Walt is helping them fix it, leading Walt to teaching Tao how to become a man and repair stuff, lending him tools and all for a construction job. And the conversation even gets deeper. Walt then asks Tao about his Asian gangbanger cousins and his overall initiation.
What was your initiation supposed to be? My Grand Torino?
Slowly, Tao and Walt start becoming good friends. A little too good if you ask me.
I'm here because you needed help. So it's either top or I'm out of here.
Walt takes Tao under his wing and is trying to get him a construction job with his connections, but first he's gotta take Tao and show him how real men talk. This takes a few tries though.
Boy, does my ass hurt from all the guys in my construction job.
Now it's job interview time, and Tao nails it. So after that, Walt buys Tao some work equipment, and he's slowly becoming a man in Walt's eyes. So he's got a good thing going, but not for long, because Spider and his crew gank Tao's work stuff when he's on his way home from work. Walt finds out about this and decides to take actions into his own hands. He beats and intimidates Gordo, and shit, I'd be scared of this too. Not because I got a 45 pointed in my face, but because Walt looks like Nightmare Serum Batman.
I'll take that as a yes, because if I have to come back here,
Days pass, and again, life is good because they're all having a barbecue. But Walt wants more. He wants that Yum Yum.
Look, now Yum Yum, if he doesn't ask you out, I'm gonna ask you out.
I love to, Walt, but he beat you to it.
Really? No kidding.
Tao finally gets a date with Yum Yum, and Walt's happy to pass on the Riz to Tao. So he also wants to pass on the Gran Torino to him too, so he can get some Yum Yum in the backseat. Wink wink.
Ah, go on, fool.
Life is good and they're all chilling. Obviously, the Asian hoodlums wanted some payback from the putazos that Walt gave Gordo, and Tao's house gets all shot up.
Is everybody all right?
But everyone is okay, with some flesh wounds. Well, almost everyone. Damn! It's revealed that Spider and his crew violated and beat Sue, so yeah, that's messed up. It's all too much for Walt, so he hurries home and finishes his Monster Energy drink. Of course, this dramatic scene wouldn't be completed without a dramatic one teardrop. The father comes by to check on Walt again and make sure that he stays out of trouble and doesn't get in too deep. And the following morning, Walt goes to get all of his arrangements in order. In order for what? In order to go out with a bang. Walt also confesses to the priest, so now it's go time, and Tao wants to go too. Walt hypes up Tao, but then things get grim.
You ever fired a weapon before?
No.
So Walt decides to spare Tao the cursed feeling of killing a man. So Walt locks up Tao in his basement, then flames the shit out of him.
Fucking let me out, I'll fucking kill you with a gun! Fuck, I know what it's like to kill a man. Well, it's goddamn awful, that's what it is. The only thing worse is getting a Medal of Valor for killing some poor kid that wanted to just give up, that's all.
Walt drops off his dog with the neighbors, and now it's go time, as Walt goes to confront those Asian gangbangers. This makes a big old scene, and the whole neighborhood is basically witnessing Spider and his gang murder an old ass man. Walt tricks them all into shooting him, so he basically orders up a, if you will, cappuccino. But yeah, Walt was unarmed and they just gunned him down. When the police arrive, they arrest them all, and yeah, these fools ain't getting out anytime soon. Sue and Tao also show up to the scene, and they get the bad news. It's Walt's funeral, but right after that, the executor is reading Walt's will, and Walt's biological family is all excited to see what they're gonna get and all that, especially to see who's gonna get the Gran Torino. But I personally wouldn't be as excited, since it is just a Ford. Walt ends up giving the car to Tao, and his family is all pissed, but Walt also leaves conditions and some good advice for Tao.
My friend, Tao Van Loor, on the condition that you don't top the roof like one of those b***ers. Don't paint any idiotic flames on it like some white trash Billy, and don't put a big spoiler on the rear end like you see on all the other cars. It just looks like hell. If you can refrain from doing any of that, it's yours.
So Tao ends up riding off into the sunset with Walt's car and Walt's dog, and the movie ends at that. Not gonna lie, I remember this film being a lot better when I was younger. It's not bad, but still, Clint Eastwood is notoriously known for shooting scenes in one shot. Y'all remember that fake ass baby in American Sniper? And it's very noticeable in this film. On top of all of that, this feels like a boomer's fantasy to tell the younger generation how much they suck ass and how much their generation did it better while saving them. Again, he's technically not a boomer, but still, in contrast to the younger generation's fantasy of being able to freeze time and reality in high school. If you know, you're disgusting.
Come on, fool.
But again, going back to that fantasy element, this feels like Clint Eastwood's version of how all those other famous comedians personally write in the script how smart they are and how dumb other general people are. For example, I'm pretty sure I've seen this like 5 different times from 5 different comedians where they all try to go in and order a kid's meal at a restaurant only to be told by the cashier that you can't do that, you're not a kid. And then the comedians are all like, but it's still food, I'm paying for a quantity of food, so that's why it's cheaper. And it's like, haha, they're so smart. But transferring that to Gran Torino, it's like, yeah, Walt's gonna call you a sissy pansy for wanting to be able to buy a house, have some kids, have some pretty dank ass cars, and enjoy retirement because he could, and now that you can't, you're just a sissy boy. It is not the economy. I don't know why I went on the pointless tirade, but 7.5 out of 10 orales.
The hell is it with kids nowadays?
Thank you so much, Toro, for sponsoring the video, and thank you to these sick ass fools for standing by my back on Patreon. Till next time, later.